has been so long. Must duty keep us separate?
Move! Readying a charge!
Shield wall to the ready!
You there, knight? Be your horse behind mine. You join us for the countercharge.
We're dead, here they come. Shut up, you.
Close to the ready!
Doesn't matter. Dead can't talk anyway.
Cavalry!
Knight. My dear knight. Why do I hear your heartbeat quickening? Are you frightened? Do you remember why I admired you? Because in the face of death, you did not flinch. I saw the blood of majesty vested in you. I saw the heart of a lion. You are favored by dragons. Fear exists, but does not belong in your heart. You are favored by dragons. So get up, knight. Arise and fight!
Over there, that one's alive. Go this side.
Spears out!
Knight, out of respect that you survived such a bloody countercharge, and a failed one at that, I lift my visor and show my face to you. I am Sir Jotun, the Giant of Black Hills. I do not petition that you show your face in turn, but out of respect for you surviving such a charge that took the life of your compatriots around you, one that unseated you from your horse and landed you in the middle of enemies. As you can see, you have dozens on every side. There is no shame in surrendering at this point. When victory is secured for us on this battle, you, as with other knights, barons, and nobles, will be taken into captivity and treated with the same respect deserved of someone of chivalrous birth. Remove your belt with its sheathed sword and lay it on the ground if you acknowledge this command. Otherwise, if you do not wish to surrender, then the great two-handed mace I wield will have to find a new skull to crack, and the other men around you look eager to capture and ransom a knight. So make your choice wisely, knight.
Do not threaten a dragon.
Very well. You may not survive this. Brace yourself, knight. You're weak, knight. You're weakened from the failed charge, from killing 2 of my men already. One strike from this mace has already brought you down. Are you sure you do not wish to surrender and live? Very well then. This mace finds its target either way.
Knight, I have not entirely been truthful with you. There is a power in you that I saw. As one favored by a dragon, I give you my power. and my strength with it. Now wield it.
Did that knight just throw the giant on his back?
I saw it too.
Sayotin, how did he get that hole in his chest? Is that knight fainting? The knight's fainting. Get! Quick, catch them!
Lady Knight, stay conscious. Stay awake.
Get the chains. We're taking this one.
Lady Knight. Lady Knight. Hold on. Lady Knight. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Don't mind me, I'm just a help here. I just keep things nice and in order. Nice and straight. Nice and clean. But I don't do any cleaning on you. So there's no reason for us to talk. No one talks to the help anyway around here. No, don't be sorry. Sometimes some of us prefer a quiet life. Just being in the corner, listening. Well, you're in a dungeon, clearly. I meant, yes. Black Hills dungeon. Or at least the dungeon beneath the keep. Don't you remember? Black Hills Keep, where that giant knight fellow ruled over. If I'm not mistaken, weren't you the one who killed him? Oh, you don't remember killing him. Right. Well, I guess someone else must have put that massive hole in his chest. Burst right through the armor, too. Almost melted it off of him. Was that you who did that? Oh, well, if you don't remember doing that before, maybe it was just a fluke incident. Kind of like a fluke incident of me working here. Fluke incident of me burning my throat as I drank something a little too poisonous one day. Oh, right, I should have mentioned, I'm also one of the food tasters here. So I tend to test my nerves by drinking a few unwanted poisons. Quite the immunity I've built up, you could say. Drank essence of nightshade one day. Didn't even know it. Except by how poor the wine tasted. Ugh. They should really improve the taste of that. If you must know, then you can call me Nigel. Most just know me as assistant, helpmeet. It's kind of nice. I usually just do the helping, don't take any of the blame, don't need any of the credit, just take some of the pay. I wouldn't struggle against those. Trust me, I've seen bulls try to pull that out. But they said you are very strong. Oh, your armor's been removed. Somebody needed to bandage some of your wounds up. But nobody was sure that you wouldn't try to kill anyone. The lady of the estate, after the death of her husband, was adamant that we make sure you were dead to avenge your husband. But His Highness himself has taken an interest in you. And how much of an interest? Well, for starters, he's sending his Grand Inquisitor your way. That's right. You have piqued that much an interest for the king himself. Well, the king, not your king, not your realm's king. But anyway, it'll probably come back into one fold again. You know, they say that emperors used to run this land, dragon emperors. Noble leaders, vicious warriors, kings, emperors, he rode atop dragons. But I don't see too many dragons nowadays. Some people think they died off, but Even the stable boy knows better than that. They're like animals. Some animals migrate, and if a necessary source of food is gone or accommodations for their homes aren't suitable, then they move to wherever they need to go. And you, my dear, let me see that arm one more time. Oh yes, just like I thought. Just as they said. The pattern on your skin. Yeah, turn your forearm just a little bit more towards you. Don't you feel that? That pattern, that's not regular human skin. That looks like scales. Did you meet a dragon at one point? Oh, well, suppose you don't need to tell me anything. But if you don't tell me anything, the Inquisitor is going to make sure he gets the information out of you, one way or another. I would suggest that you cooperate as much as possible. I gotta tell you, he scares even me. Grand Inquisitor, the good knight is ready to take your questions. And I'm sure there's no need for any type of violence or anything worse, because the good knight seems to be very cooperative with me, which means they will be very cooperative with you. I hope. The good knight does seem very nice too. Takes care of the fine details.
Step aside, Cretan. I have a few experiments, but I only need to do one. If this experiment is successful, then perhaps we can move past the others. I need only a taste.
I can get a prick of their blood, but do we need to do anything more than that?
I said out of the way, Cretan. I don't need your assistance with this. You can struggle against those binds all you like. I must say, adds adrenaline to the blood. An interesting taste indeed. But don't muddle your veins too much. I need a solid, sweet, simple taste. And a simple cut along this arm here. Don't mind if I have a little taste myself. No. Only human. His Highness was hoping this specimen was someone more, well, more than human. But I must say, the sweet zing in your taste. I want to get another. I want to see, what is that? It's more than just adrenaline. Oh, it's intoxicating. I wonder if the king will let me have you instead. How about...
If I may.
One more word out of you, little specimen, and I will have your blood instead. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I go back to my corner, and I will clean up once you're done.
Very good. Now that you and I have an understanding, that mild burst from me may have cleared my head ever so slightly. And I think there might be a way that I and the king both get our way. And I'm going to need more of your blood, because that was indeed magic in your veins. I just want to know where it came from. It doesn't seem like a sorceress blood vein. No, that seems new. Did some other entity gift you any magic recently? Come on. Wake up. Use your words. Look me in the eyes, mortal. Tell me. such warm skin on these cheeks. Tell me now, did you make a deal with someone that you shouldn't have? Or maybe somebody took interest in you, gave you a few new abilities? Oh yes, I can feel magic pulsing through those veins. You there, Cretin? Go call the guards. Take this one off of there. Unstrap this one from the table. Clap them in irons and take them out to the front. The king's carriage will be here soon. I think you, my new succulent dear, need to go see the king personally. He will want to see you. Oh, you might be the most important little key for him in unlocking a riddle he's been trying to figure out for years. And I think you just might be the means of restoring his empire, his familial empire. Take the noble knight away. Until next time, you and I will be better acquainted. was exponentially more than human, but still, they are nothing more than a human. Ah, and there's the prisoner right here. Noble knight, you must forgive the men-at-arms for forcing you to your knees, but it is only appropriate when you are in the presence of a king. Had you still been wearing your armor, we would have raised your helmet as well. You may rise. Or rather, men do get the good knight off the ground. Lady Knight, I present to you His Highness, the true, the grand, the Dragon Emperor to be, the rightful heir to the throne. He who is called a king now, and he who will be called the Emperor over the Golden Empire of the past. King Adamir II. Knight, where did you get this ring? Answer my question and I might give it back. Where did you get this ring? Guards. I said, where did you get this ring? Answer me now, and I'll make this more pleasant for you. Force him back onto his knees. Inquisitor. Yes, Your Highness. You know what this knife does, correct? I am aware of its properties, yes. Then you know not to touch the blade. Yes. I will gladly accept it. Men, bring the prisoner forward now. The more you struggle, the more painful it will get. The knife I gave my Inquisitor is said to be of Stygian iron. Do you know what Stygian iron does? Well then, Inquisitor, press the flat of the blade against the neck. Painful just to the skin, or to the blood, Or is it so painful that it feels as if your soul is being sucked from your very body? That's enough, Inquisitor. Yes, Your Highness. Knight. One way or another, I'll get that information out of you. You hold a secret that I need. If you think you're above a man who's lost everything, if you think that you're above a king, if you think you're above me and my ambition, and even in the dirt with my boot across your face, pressing down, if you think that you're above me, know that I will get what I want. So tell me now. Tell me now! Who gave you that ring? Hear that, Inquisitor? Didn't even have to cut him. And the songbird sings. Now, noble knight, tell me, who is this Seraffel? My lord! Dragon! Cripple the wings! Don't let it fly! Noble knight! I've got you. No, noble knight, hold on. I've got you. You're safe. Noble knight, please. Keep your eyes open. Knight! Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Please. 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 Please wake up. Knight. You're awake. You're breathing again. Your heart? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just... Let me hold you just a moment. What's that? Yes, I'm human. Indeed. Well, I could always do that. More or less. Shapeshift into a human. Just... Please, just no more questions for a moment, please. It's been so long. For a moment I thought I lost you. I have not missed someone like I did you in so long. Please, just let me hold you a little longer. I'll answer all your questions. Just need to take in and know that you're safe. Yes, I was crying. Even a dragon can shed tears. Now, you asked earlier, and yes, to a degree I can turn into a human. Maybe for an hour at a time. It's just a simple magic trick they taught us when I was a hatchling. I never mastered it like the others, but I could always attempt it every now and then. You had such injuries. What happened to you? Battle? You were in a war. It was war that dragged you away. I should have known that you would be injured, but what happened to you? Right, but why I changed into a human being is I couldn't tend to your wounds. My hands were too big. My claws, I feared, would tear through your skin. So I managed this form just one more time. Sure enough, here I am. Still pale and white as ever, and a pair of gilded eyes that I can't seem to get rid of. And I wish I could blend in with humans a little bit better now, but it seems that not too many of you have white hair anymore. Why is that not so common anymore? No, I'm serious. Even some elves in a local elven kingdom nearby, even they don't seem to have white hair anymore. The eldest of their bunch. Right. What am I going on about? Noble knight, some of your wounds look like they healed. And, if I'm not mistaken, I see you still have your ring that I gave you. Oh, yes, I made sure to grab that. I made sure to grab it from that bearded, scale-covered, horned monstrosity. I don't like that being. Yes, Adamir. What did they call him, a king? So much to take in. Yes, how was I able to talk with you? Well, so it turns out you could hear me. My voice. Was it while you were awake or while you were asleep? Both. Interesting. With this ring that I gave you on our first visit, I gave you the wrong ring. This ring was actually worn by my first rider, my Braveheart, and my best friend. Yes. I meant simply to just give you a regular ring, but it seems that maybe there truly was something special about you, and my body betrayed me, and my heart must have taken over my arms and gave you a more special ring. You see, this ring only holds a power enhancement, meaning if there is power there, then it enhances it. If there is no power there, then it does nothing. And you and I don't know how to describe it, but I think that there might indeed be a connection between you and I. And when you wore that ring, it strengthened that connection. It gave you the same connection that my old dragon rider had. My old Braveheart. At some point I could feel your heart beating intense, and so I went looking for you. I kept looking and looking. I searched the mountains. I searched far across the rivers, the valley. And then I heard it. You cried out my name. After all these years, you remember my name. Dear knight, your remembered me too. How could I not? I must say that is quite the compliment from you. And I will always value hearing those words. And for your other question, you said, why did that Dragon King professed being, that monstrosity, want your ring? I don't think that it was the ring he wanted. You see, when that dragon empire split in two, one half of it dissolved, and now we have the different petty kings, all of which have so far been conquered except for two, the one that you serve and the one that you just barely met. And what makes it more interesting is, on this side of the river, there's an old dragon hatchery. Used to be a part of the Western Empire. Now it's part of this one, under the domain of your king. And it also happens to be the same place my mother gave birth to me. It's in disrepair. It was one of the few hatcheries that survived after a purge that went on. This is a very dark part of our history, dear noble knight. After what you've seen, I think that you might be able to deal with it better than most would. There were some who were trying to control my kin, my species. Not all, just some. They wanted to completely control us, and they underwent these mutations that turned them into the same monstrosities as that king you saw. A human, or a humanoid, covered in scales, reptilian eyes, fanged teeth, horns, clawed hands, and sometimes even wings. Which means that if he's trying to unlock that same secret and restore his old empire, but this time under his rule, a human rule instead of a coexistence between dragons, which means he may be not only restoring that old empire under an iron fist, but enslaving others of my kind. If he enslaves us and takes away our free thinking, our free will, your kind and everybody else with them will perish too. Perish beneath an iron grip. The process involved killing a young dragon just shortly after it was born, and it always had to be a sibling of the dragon. A sibling or a child, it had to be related by blood. Whoever wishes to take control of the dragon then drinks the blood. As I said, it's not a savory process, but it's really starting to make me wonder why else I could suddenly feel a pull in that direction. If it was because of you, or if it was somebody else. And with my hatchery so close to that realm, I don't like where the answer is pulling me. Noble Knight, I need your help. And you need mine. And if you and I both work together, our bond will become stronger. And you will become stronger, as will I become wiser. Have you felt physically stronger as of late? Surely if there's a connection, you must have. Yes, exactly. If you were able to topple a giant, someone 3 times your size, or 4 or 5 times, that is the first sign you and I truly do have a bond. Usually the bond had to be created by blood, but I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of other magical presence in your lineage. I don't know. But we will find it out in time. What we know now is that you need to keep this ring on you at all times. And you and I need to spend more time together. You need to become exactly who I thought you are. If you are willing. Now then, what do you say? Will you take up my offer? Will you become Braveheart? What say you, Braveheart?